You ready to eat some fucking tacos, bro? You ready to eat some fucking tacos, bro? Taco Tuesday! Taco Tuesday! Taco Tuesday! Taco Tuesday! Hey!
What's going on, folks? You know what day it is. It is
Taco Tuesday.
I'm KC,
And I'm E.
and we are
Nacho
Average Podcast. I forgot the whole thing, y'all. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's a lot going on my phone right now. I just got an update about schools reopening just now. So I just got an update. So,
literally.
Literally just now.
Okay.
But
Okay. We'll get to that.
you guys, yet again, we are back.
We're back.
And Donald Trump has worn a mask, folks. He was in public with a mask. Round of applause. I wish I had that button still.
He did. He did.
Yes. So hopefully that'll make a few of his followers start wearing masks too. If they see him doing it, then monkey see, monkey do.
Monkey do.
Racists see, racists do.
Agreed. I hope so.
Yeah.
We're gonna stay on punishment if they don't wear this mask.
Because LA is locked back down, folks.
Yes,
we are locked down yet again.
Yes, we are.
We can't win.
No, we're not. And it's the 7th month of the year. So
this is crazy.
This started at the 3rd month of the year. And
wow.
I can guarantee you none of us thought it would still be going on at the 7th month of the year.
Man,
so
I didn't.
It's real. It's real out here in LA. They're not giving us no love.
None whatsoever.
I know Atlanta partying it up, but Los Angeles.
Well, see, in Atlanta, the mayor said that she was locking everything down, but they haven't. But the governor said no, I'm not locking everything down. So it's like she's like, look y'all.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, she shouldn't have. She shouldn't have made a promise like that without discussing it actually with the governor first.
I mean, all that she could do was really say, "Look, I want you guys to do this." you know what I'm saying?
Ask.
Yeah,
she can ask because if I'm not mistaken, she had COVID.
Did she in Atlanta?
Keisha Lance Bottoms. Yeah.
Her
and her husband had COVID.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, they had COVID. She said her husband was resting a lot, and it made her wonder and think, why is he so lethargic and tired?
Right.
And he went and got tested, and then after he got tested and came back positive, it initiated her to go get tested.
Wow.
Yeah, so both of them had it. Well, had it. I don't know. They're in the process. They're in the middle of it. So I don't know how many more. Yeah, I don't know how many more days. I just discovered another one of my good friends had it. Yeah, so I know a total of 4 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I told you I have a close friend whose grandmother just passed away.
No, I'm sorry. From COVID?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, my son, his friend's father has it. Yeah, so I mean it's real. It is real, you guys.
Kanye actually came out and announced that he had it.
Yes, he said he had it back in February.
Yeah. He was one of the first cases I knew. Of course, I couldn't talk about it back then.
Exactly.
Now that he's out,
now that he said it, you can let everybody know. But it's very real.
It's crazy.
And I just don't think people realize how real it is. Like it's real. It's a real situation, and it doesn't have anything to do with age or gender.
Yeah, I mean, they're seeing kids get sick. They're seeing.
It has nothing to do with that. Like, just wear the mask.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only so much you can do if you.
And even if you're not getting sick, you're still spreading it.
Exactly. Because a lot of people are asymptomatic. A lot of people are asymptomatic. They don't have the symptoms
but they can pass it from themselves to someone that
you have it, you can pass it. So
exactly.
You need to be mindful of that. Yeah, it's sad. It's
sad. And then we have all these conspiracy theories, right? Like people say, and the thing with this is I saw a video today, and there was someone talking about the little wires that bend to your nose in the mask. They're like, they put in 5G wires in your mask. Let's go straight to your brain. This is why they say these masks can kill you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, wow, now we are starting to sound like the Trump supporters. Like now it's like we talk about them so much, but now we doing the
That's
same
awful.
stuff. Like
That's awful.
come on now. Like those wires, first of all, 5G is brand new. It's like 2 years old, right?
Mask or not.
The patent for this mask has not changed since the 1970s.
Exactly.
Therefore,
the mask is
way
not
beyond
brand new.
1G. Like, it was way beyond 1G.
Yeah.
So
the mask is not brand
the
new.
patent has not changed. The patent is the same. The masks are the same. The wire on the inside is the same. Like, and then when we push all this and all this propaganda, because people are just going to get the information from the what do you call it? From the memes.
Look at me.
The memes and the videos. That's what
They're
get
not gonna look it up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised since you said somebody said that now all of a sudden that becomes a real popular meme. Like, oh, the wire in the mask or 5G. It's like, you guys, come on.
I mean, you mean like a popular, like people trying to say that this is real?
Yeah.
Definitely. Tahaji Matwire says the scariest shit is I feel like a lot of people are asymptomatic but walking around with it, and this is coming from someone that actually works in the hospital.
So
he's
in the hospital every day.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what we talk about, because so many people are not having symptoms, but then you still hear all the numbers and everything is on a constant rise. So I mean, something is going on.
Yeah.
And I just don't think everybody is showing the same symptoms, and once again, as much as, people have to reiterate on podcasts, on shows, on radio and everything, COVID is real. Like, I don't think like, it's crazy to me how long it's been going on when someone tells me they don't know anyone with it. Like they're like, I haven't met anyone with it. And I'm like, well, I know 4 people.
Right. And just because you don't know anyone with it doesn't mean that it's not real. Exactly. Like I've never seen the albino tiger in real life, but I'm pretty sure they're real. Unless they're extinct now. But
people need to realize that. And I think D.L. Hughley had a really good message when he came out with it. And he was asymptomatic. Then his son had it, and then he ended up giving it to some of his employees.
Yeah.
But one thing he said was his daughter didn't get it, and he was like, she never took off her mask.
Yeah.
He was like, she constantly had. He was like, even when we was in the house before I knew I had it, my daughter always had her mask on, and that just kind of resonated with me. Like, damn, it worked.
Yeah.
Because she was around her dad, and she didn't. Get the disease, get the cold, get the, the symptoms.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it's just more to tell you, wear the damn mask.
Yeah.
Just wear the mask, you guys.
What's going on, D'Angelo? FLG D-Lo.
Is that the new dad?
What's that?
Is that the new dad?
Yeah, that's the new dad.
Oh, hi, honey. Congratulations. I'm like, is that the new dad?
I was like, who what?
You know who I'm talking about, the baby's dad.
Yeah, the baby daddy, my nephew.
Hey, Christy.
What were we saying?
I'm sorry. Casey off. I'm sorry. We were talking about D.L. Hughley and his family, how they were. He was asymptomatic.
Oh yeah.
His family members was.
Like, I understand. Like, question everything, definitely. But when you question things, look for an answer. Don't just question it and be like, don't just question it and debunk it with the question. Yeah. Actually do some research. And like I said, all the time, we have all the information right here. You know what I'm saying? Just do a little bit of research and see what makes sense. Like this morning when I saw that video about the mask, I said, okay, how long have these masks been around? And from that, I saw how long the patent has been around. And if the patent doesn't change, the mask doesn't change.
No, it has no reason to.
Yeah. So it's been around since the 70s.
Yeah. So that's
way before 1G.
Way before 1G. So it definitely doesn't have 5G.
Right. And it's like, okay, so I'm paying thousands of dollars for this phone to have 5G, and they're giving the wires out and these masks free. So I'm gonna put these I'm gonna put this wrap this mask around my phone if my signal ever goes.
You ain't lying. Can be like searching.
Let me put a mask on my phone real quick. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I've been collecting these 5G wires.
Man, it's the craziest thing. But he finally did wear a mask, so I do hope that resonates.
I do what I does, and I does so well.
I only had 3 cups to this Hennessy. Wait a minute. But I do hope that resonate with his crowd and his following, so they can put it on too. Because I did hear after one of his rallies, in particular, it was a surge in that state.
Yes, definitely.
So we just need to be more mindful, because the masks aren't going anywhere. I know some people think we're going to go to a new normal, but you're going to have paranoid people or people who are nervous about COVID for the rest of our lives. You know, so masks are just going to become part of our life. Like I look at online right now when on the female boutiques, and they have outfits with matching masks.
Yeah.
Like they have a matching mask to go with the outfit now, because that's going to be life. You know, like, oh, do we come with a mask? That's gonna be life. As crazy as that is, that's gonna be our life. Some people are never gonna not wear their mask. They're gonna wear their mask every day. So this is just gonna be our new normal. So his people need to get in line.
Yeah.
His people need to get in line. Now, we in the chip and dip section, you know, in case he opened it up real nice about the mask. But I know what y'all want us to talk about.
What do you want to talk about, Eva?
I know what they really want to hear.
What do they want to talk about?
They want to talk about this last our episode ago, not our last episode, 2 episodes ago. You know, we have resolved now. You know, we got down to this entanglement.
The word of 2020. The new word of 2020.
It's hilarious. I laugh every time someone says it.
I use it all the time now.
Me too. I love it. It's hilarious.
It describes my life so well.
Well, it's funny to me.
I'm kidding. During this COVID period, during this little pandemic, I have not tangled. I have not twined. I have not tangled.
I haven't done nothing. I haven't done nothing.
I am a single thread in these streets. Nothing to tangle with.
Guys, she didn't came out and responded. You know, she had her spouse on the show with her.
Who are we talking about?
We're talking about Jada Pinkett Smith and Willard. You know,
Willard Smith.
We're talking about Jada Pinkett Smith and Willard. Her spouse. She came out, you know, to the allegations that her and August used to mess around, because August said he did on the Angela Yee podcast when he was being interviewed, talking about his upcoming album. He made some very, you know, real accusations that he and Jada were good friends at a point in their life. And it took her a while, because a part of her, if you looked at the Red Table Talk last week, a part of her felt she didn't really want to answer us. She didn't want to talk to us, but she kind of felt she had to. Then with everything going on in the world, she felt like, is this something I really need to address? But as the rumors and everything kept coming and kept growing and kept stirring, and everybody know if you don't attack a rumor immediately, it will grow legs, you know. And sometimes it can grow legs and you like, I don't care. And sometimes it grow legs and you need to care. And her rumor grew legs and she needed to care. Yeah, you know, she needed to care. It wasn't like when Beyonce has a rumor, Beyonce doesn't care. She never acknowledges rumors. But Jada needed to care, because at you know, she's in the forefront of people with her talk show. You know, with the Red Table Talk, she has, you know, 2 teenage children along with her stepson, who's a young adult also. Yeah. And she needed to care. She needed to address this issue. And so I think it was Friday. I think she addressed the issue Friday or last Friday. She just did it though. And she did admit it. You know, did I say admit right? Yeah, she did admit it. Yeah, she admitted that, you know, her and August had an entanglement. And then her husband was like, what's an entanglement? You mean a relationship? And she responded, yes. But moving forward in that interview, she never said relationship again. She kept saying entanglement. That's definitely the word she was using. When you look up entanglement, it's just another down word about relationships. You know?
Yeah.
You know, I thought of wires when she said it, actually. I didn't think of relationships at all. I thought it was wires and shit. But, you know, the definition does have a relationship edge to it also. And one thing I did not know that I looked up is August's age.
Yeah, he's a youngin'.
But 4 years ago, he was a real young he's only 27 now. Yeah. And she said she dealt with him 4 years ago. I'm like, he was 23 years old. He had to be very close to her child's age.
Yeah.
And I know her stepson. I know Trey's like 22 or 23, Will's oldest son. So August and him are peers.
For real.
Peers.
How does that feel?
Yeah.
And I don't like that everyone's kind of like jumping on Jada, stupid computer. Not stupid computer. I love this computer. But the notification pops up.
Jumping on Jada?
Like they're, calling her, saying, they're acting as if she cheated on Will. But sorry, I got so much firmware I got to update.
Well, people are saying
on Will,
but they said they were apart.
Yeah, they said that they were separated, and he was really mad. She had done something already that already made them. Yeah, he was done. He was like, I wasn't going to see you again. Like, he was done.
They sure in the hell didn't tap into that at all, because whatever it was, he was done.
Oh yeah. And she went on and got into an entanglement, So, and then when she realized that wasn't what she wanted, and they realized they were always going to be in each other's lives, and there's no way of getting away from each other. Then they were like, "Hey, bad marriage for life."
I have so many issues with that particular line.
Definitely.
I don't even want to.
I get where y'all were going with it. I get where you were going. It would have been cute, but
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
When they said, ride or die, I knew that's where they were going, but I really thought they was going to be like, we triumph through it, or we get through it. Right. I was not expecting those words. I don't support those words.
But they have amazing PR. They have you can tell that was very well planned out. That was very, like, everything was meticulous, So even like when she said entanglement, he was like, no, so explain that.
Yeah.
No, explain that like we practiced it.
Yeah, like we practiced it. You know what to
entanglement. Do. Okay, now explain what entanglement is.
Yeah, I agree. I think PR spent it enough where people were satisfied with it, but then you have people like you and I who saw a lot of holes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still a lot of holes, but I think she satisfied it enough. Where it can go away, but I still have a lot of holes. But my holes are very intimate, like things I would want to know. Really, ain't none of my goddamn business.
Right.
I think generically she answered enough.
Yeah, definitely. Donna Woodard Webster says August is Jaden's friend. He introduced August to Jada so that he could help him with so that she could help him with his addiction. And that's how it started.
That's what it started. Off being more of like a mentor toward this young guy, And then, according to the Red Table Talk that they did, Will said they took him in. You could tell Will had a good relationship with him because he's a nickname person like me, because he called him Og. He didn't even say August. It's like, when Og came,
he was family.
Yeah, so they definitely felt some type of emotion toward him, like they wanted to help him and get him out of the bind. And then, like Lisa Ray said today on Fox Soul, which is an internet network on Instagram that I follow, and it's Claudia Jordan has a show, and Lisa Ray is part of the guest of her panel of her show. Lisa Ray is like, well, he went to you as a mentor, and then now all of a sudden, you hopping on his dick. What happened?
And Donna Wood Webster says, when you separate, you should use that time to work on your marriage, not see others. But unless it wasn't separated, but it was just they weren't together. He said that he was done with her. So it was over. Let's get some space and let's see how it goes. Like, he was done. And then she said, I just wanted to be happy. She's heartbroken.
Someone too.
Yeah, that's what people miss. That's what people miss. Like when he mentioned that, mentioned her, seeing someone else, she was like, wait a minute now. So let's not act like it's one-sided.
I truly believe he was seeing someone too. I just think his person didn't have an album dropping, so they didn't drop the tape.
Right.
But I do think he was seeing someone too, because they mentioned
that they both had their things.
Yeah, so he was seeing someone also.
Yeah, I think the fact that it was someone that was so close to the family that he saw as one of his kids, pretty much, that was the issue.
I had some issues with it. I'm not going to stay on it too long, but a part of me had issues just because she was supposed to be somebody who's mentoring him through an addiction, and
Mm-hmm.
then you come and say, what happened, and she just, I needed to feel good, so I felt like you used them.
Well, I mean, he got something out of it too.
No, he did. And I don't know if it really helped with his addiction at the time, but I do know just from what
Addiction.
did I say it wrong? Addiction. But I do
No,
know
just being stupid.
he went through a lot. His sister's passing. He's taking care of his nieces now.
Mm-hmm.
I do know he was really sick. So I mean, he's just been through a lot, and I think.
Yeah.
And I do think sometimes, when you're younger and someone is very good to you and sweet to you, you can blur that line of love.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if a lot of people understand what I'm trying to say, but when someone's really sweet to you, they're maybe a little older and they're tending to you in a way that you've never been tended to before, you can blur that line to think you're falling in love with someone, but really you just love the way that they are taking care of you and nurturing you back to health.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really love them like you think you do, but love is one of those emotions people got to roll it out on their own. They got to figure it out. I agree with you. She used,
and Donna Webster says, I think she abused her power.
Yes.
Well, I mean, or just used it. Like I said, they both got something out of it. You gotta realize she was hurt. You know what I'm saying? She was heartbroken. Her man didn't want her no more. And then she got this guy who she's already built this relationship with, knows everything about. He knows everything about, a lot about her, but she knows everything about him. She's seen him at his worst, and she nursed him to health. So, one thing leads to another. One twine to another twine. There you go. You're entangled. Deanna Stevens says, wanting to feel good can be an addiction too. Or it could just be human.
That's a human thing too. Yeah, very true.
I just see I'm on Jada's side.
You are. You've been on Jada's side from day one.
Jada can't do no wrong.
But, I do think I agree that she used a little bit of her power. I think because
she does not like Jada. Donna Woodard Webster says, yeah, but he is broken. That's why you got to entangle to strengthen it. So you
heart is hurt.
Around,
no,
the more
you have. His heart is hurt. His heart is hurt. But the thing is, I feel like I get him feeling the way he did. I get him falling in love and blurring the line. I think that's when the adult in her should have stepped up and been like, that you're reading the signs wrong. I mean,
we're all talking like he was like 16 at the time. He wasn't.
No, he wasn't. He was an adult. He was 23 years old. He was an adult. But I do think what he needed most right now wasn't what she gave him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he needed a little bit more than that. But I do think he supplied her with what she needed.
Yeah. I mean, she already gave him what he needed. He had kicked the addiction. So it's like a quid pro quo. Yeah. Quid pro ho. Jesus, KC sound like it should have been you. Hey, y'all hear that, Jada?
Never told.
I wasn't told nobody.
KC would have never told.
I don't care if my album got three downloads. I would not tell.
KC would have never told. He would have been hoping that it happened again.
But I would have been on the show like, ooh, guess what happened? Yo, what happened?
So, we had to talk about that because we talked about it when it happened, when it first happened. So, of course, we had to talk about it. And, it obviously got 2020 a new word, entanglement, because that's everybody's shit. Facebook gonna put it as an icon in a minute.
It's gonna be changing the Webster dictionary. Watch.
Oh, for sure.
Just like bling bling was. Yeah.
What did Crystal say? They both were looking for an outlet and needed comfort and lost the purpose of their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
But I think they found it.
What did they find, Casey?
They found what they were missing. Like if they got back, they were like, "This is not what I want." He was like, "This is not what I want," and they were like, "You know what? Bad marriage forever. Bad marriage for life."
I just don't think people should even speak that type of BS in their life. Donna says, if you look at August when he was on the red table, he looked so healthy. Now he looks awful, fragile, and broken. Oh yeah, you're right. She don't like
Yo.
Jada. She don't like
I mean, hey, Jada would do some things to you, boy. I get it.
Tupac loved her like that too. So
Yeah.
she's something
I saw a
special.
meme that said, Will can't even kill Jada because that'll just get her closer to Tupac. Oh man, Crystal says Will and Jada both seem shocked that August brought it up since she said she hadn't talked to him in a while. Yeah, like she said, she hasn't talked to him in a very long time.
But wasn't he just on the red table talk?
No, Jada. No, that was old. That was a couple years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, or a year ago, a couple years ago. But and August is the one that cut off communication because
that's what she said.
He was hurt. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
So, we had to talk about it. We had to bring it up because we
now,
talked about it. So.
Now, I understand a lot of people are upset that we're talking about this and their situation. My thing is, we all know, like they know, Jada and Will know that everybody loves them. Jada and Will know that everybody like looks at them as goals no matter what happens. So they're good. The only person that got hurt by this is August. And he's the one that brought it up in the first place. He shouldn't have brought anything up to begin with, So Will and Jada are good. So we can talk about them all day because they've gotten it all already. So, I mean.
I just think they over it. They don't want to discuss this no more.
Hancock. So, I mean, he's gotten the worst of.
What you say?
So Will May Hancock. So
Hancock.
You would. What was that? What was that movie? Seven what?
7 pounds.
7 pounds. Yeah.
That was something. I Am Legend.
I mean, I like I Am Legend actually.
See, you would. You would like a song about a
man. It will train me to prepare for what's coming up in the real world.
Yeah. No, you would.
I know what it was since I love Jada just this morning that she is not owning her mistake. I think she did. And I think Will made her like own up to it. He was trying to at least. But, that's when you come up with words like entanglement, which, adds to our culture. So thank you, Jada. And if nobody says, if no one says thank you, KC thanks you.
Oh my.
Follow me at KC, at Chef KC.
He has an
Slide into my DMs. Definitely, that's what we said. Donna Widow Webster. I was gonna say Donna Webster. I'm gonna say Donna. That's weird. No, I'm gonna say Donna Webster. She says he has a new album, but bad publicity is also good publicity. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I listened to the album. So
just like when we were talking about 50 Cent. He just released the album he produced with Pop Smoke, So I mean, it's what works. It's what's going to pull people from everything else that's going on. So timing is everything.
Everything.
Definitely.
Yep, indeed.
Some things that shouldn't have. Some things just don't need to be talked about in the public. But then again, also
your mom said, "Mom." She said you can call her mom.
They don't know who you are. I want them to follow you. Donna Widow Webster, trying to get your follows up.
So with going on to timing is everything, because as you guys can see, I'm trying to pivot. With going on that timing.
Why is this music so sexy right now? Hold on. Huh? So why is this music so sexy right now?
you control that.
I was thinking about Jada. Oh man.
You do have some sexy music on.
Still.
Are you gonna change it?
I did. Everything's sexy. What playlist is this?
Something you like listen to in a long time.
My entanglement playlist?
Your entanglement playlist.
Yeah.
So our president, number 45, has came out, I think it was yesterday at a press conference. He has now blamed Obama and Joe Biden for the COVID pandemic.
This guy.
This guy.
Like when does it when does it stop? So he was asked a question about how we are doing and our success and our lack of success.
Our lack of it, yeah.
To the rest of the world.
Right.
And sorry, his response was this.
The Obama administration made a decision on testing, and that turned out to be very detrimental to what we're doing. And we undid that decision a few days ago so that the testing can take place in a much more accurate and rapid fashion.
Now, keep in mind, this is called COVID-19, right?
Yes, because it came
19.
It came in 2019.
Exactly. When did Trump get into office?
18?
Yeah. So the fact,
no, 2020, 16.
Yeah. 16, 17.
Yeah. 2020,
16. So keep in mind that it's called COVID-19 because of the year it came out, 2019.
Yes. That's how we name shit in America.
Trump became president in 2016, so Obama was out of there.
Exactly.
And he says that they took away something that that Obama had set, so they'll start testing higher now. But what Trump actually did was dismantle the pandemic council that Obama had put into play. And he defunded it, which what we want him to do for the police department. He defunded the pandemic council, our committee. So, and now we're sitting in this mess. It's like there's no way people could be following this dude and think that and not think that the things that are coming out of his mouth and think that the things that are coming out of his mouth are the truth. Like he lied blatantly, and there's no way you he said that it was their fault when it's called COVID-19 because it came out in 2019 and he's been in office since 2016.
Exactly.
What? And I guarantee you at these rallies, you're going to have a bunch of Trump supporters who are out there. Well, Obama was the one that did the blah, 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 blah. And then Trump just fixed it. And both
that's because, and a lot of the news outlets are saying is when this came out, when this pandemic happened, we would have had a president who was like, okay, we need a plan.
Yeah.
Okay, we need a plan. We're not as prepared as we need to be.
Mm-hmm.
We need a plan. That's what an adult would do. If you have millions of billions of people that you're responsible for, it's like, okay, we need a plan. Like Italy said, screw it. We're just going to close everything. Like Italy came up with a plan. Like we're going to just stop movement, to make this go away. Instead of taking accountability as the president, as he should have, he just throws it off. And then, of course, now he can't just say President Obama or Obama. He never respects him as former president. It's just Obama. Right. But now, of course, he's going to throw Biden in there and be like Obama and Biden, let this go because obviously now because of Biden running, for his position. But like Casey said, this disease came out in 2019. That's when it was discovered, hence COVID-19.
Right.
So it has nothing to do with Obama, but Obama did set things in motion and implemented plans in motion when he was the president for something like this. So we would have had a board who came up with a plan and who came up with an idea and who came up with some type of resolve. But since you dismantled the damn board, you and then like Casey said, you defunded this board.
Right.
Now we're here pulling for straws, trying to figure out what's going on in California, going in and out of lockdown.
Right. Exactly. Oh man, I feel like he spent so much time in Mar-a-Lago in Florida that he's officially become Florida man. So now nothing has to make sense. Florida man, the crazy stuff happen.
Nothing makes sense out there.
It's done by Florida man. It's Florida, a Florida man, blah 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 blah. Florida man, this. Now Trump is officially a Florida man.
Florida man. I think it's ridiculous that he even took that route. But once again, I'm not surprised just because he's not the type of person who takes accountability for his actions.
Mm-hmm.
Like Crystal just said, always pointing the finger at someone else instead of taking responsibility for his actions. That's why we related. on the same page. That's my baby. Yeah. I just thought it was ridiculous for him to even throw that in there. And like I said, he most definitely wanted to throw Biden up under the bus also.
Yeah.
But everybody already know this came out under your watch, just like Hurricane Katrina came out under George Bush II. This came out on your watch. This didn't come out on Obama's watch.
And it's so funny how even things that didn't happen when Obama was the president, he's blaming on, but things that did happen, things that did happen while he was president, he takes credit for.
Exactly.
Like all the things that Obama put into place for Black unemployment rate to go down. Now he's taking credit for all that because you see it. You see what Obama's plans were and what he put into motion actually working. And so he's like, now, for the Blacks.
And people also have to realize they're only president for 4 years. If they do get the job again, then they become president for 8 years. But a lot of things they can't put into play while they're sitting in the White House. But they can start the motion. So at some point, even when they're out the White House, their act or their bill will go into place.
Because they hope that the next president will be someone that's looking out for the best interest for the United States of America.
Exactly.
Like they were. Exactly. They think that their successor will be looking for the greater good of the country.
Well, that's supposed to be their job.
That's not what has happened.
Yeah, that's supposed to be the job that they signed up for.
Right.
We all know this isn't the job Donald signed up for. So he just wanted the title with none of the responsibilities. And I don't even think he wants the damn title.
I told you before. I don't even think he thought he was going to win.
No.
I thought he was just seeing what would happen. It'll be fun. And he was surprised when he won.
It's gonna be hard. It'll be fun. And while we're talking about the presidential campaign, last week, we had to share some news with you that somebody had, threw their name in the hat. Well, today they have taken their name out the hat.
Yes. So Kanye West,
they're not part of the hat no more.
Is not only the college dropout, he is the election dropout. And
I'll say that.
So yes, he is no longer running for 2020.
No, they said he looked at some type of polling and he was only like at 2%.
I mean, hey,
I don't know what percent he thought.
I'm surprised.
Honestly,
I'm surprised. But also keep in mind it's like only been a week.
Exactly. Yeah. But he has pulled his name out of the birthday party campaign.
Yes.
No more Kanye.
Have you heard of Our Black Party?
No.
You guys look up Our Black Party. So it is a sitting mayor in the DC area, and a guy who used to be mayor in Georgia, I believe. But they got together and they put together kind of like a plan of action. It's not a new party. It's not a new political party. They want to eventually, but right now their focus is just mainly focusing on the African American community and making sure they know everything they need to know about what's going on right now, and how to. So look up Our Black Party.
Okay.
I don't want to send y'all to like a freaky site real quick. Hold on, let me make sure it's
I've never heard of it, so okay. I'm like, okay.
Hold on. I don't want to send y'all to somewhere that's not suitable for work.
How new are they? Have they implemented anything?
Very new. Like they're being criticized because it's like people are like, it's only a few months away from the election. Why are you guys doing this? It's like, well, they're not putting a candidate up or anything.
Right.
But
your mom says she saw them today on Roland Martin.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, people got to understand you got to crawl before you walk. At some point, they got to be new. I mean, the NAACP was new. I mean,
yes, called Our Black Party.
Okay.
Yeah. So it says, oh, I lost it. Never mind.
Well, we're waiting now. We're all waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting now. Okay, see,
I literally just had permission up.
What happened?
I don't know. I said I literally just had permission up and I can't find it now. Anyway,
okay.
Just do what we tell you to do all the time in Google. It's called Our Black Party.
Okay. I think that'd be interesting if they ever actually, get to the point where they're on the ticket.
Yeah. So the our Black Party co-chair is Candace Hollingsworth, who is mayor of Hyattsville, Maryland.
Okay.
And Dr. Wes Bellamy, who's a former vice mayor of Charlottesville, Virginia.
Okay. Virginia. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, you got to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody, you said people are upset because they're like, we only have a few months to vote. They have to start somewhere, you guys.
Yeah.
You just don't get on the ballot by saying we're starting our own party. Like
it
takes time for all that to happen. So they got to start somewhere.
It says their mission is. Oh, I lost it again. God.
It's your fingers.
I know. It's just my eyes. I just don't know where I'm looking.
You just had it.
Mission is to improve the lives of millions of Black Americans by demanding political action and pass policies that prioritize the Black community.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. We can work with that mission.
Because the Black Lives Movement is in full force, and they know that they can get the attention of us finally. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
I think the time is now. I think it's smart. You know, if this is something they had in the books or they was working on, I think they should strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah.
So I think it's really smart.
And Donna Wood Webster put up www.ourblackparty.org. That's
She's amazing, you guys.
Look at that.
That's our number one fan. She's the president of our fan club and the only member.
Yeah. The only member. But
so
yeah,
that was a little bit of our chips and dip.
So no birthday party. Now focus on our Black Party.
Yeah. I like that, Casey. That was a great motto.
You know.
I like that. So on this one, Crystal said this is their publicity.
Hey, I'm with it.
We like it. I got to look a little bit more into it. I've never heard of it. But normally Casey and I are on the same page. So.
Oh man. Yeah. So, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not really. I'm tired. I've been moving boxes and stuff. And yeah.
That's fair. So I'm gonna go into our hard shell, and our hard shell is definitely a conversation piece. So I would like you guys to talk back to me and let me know what you think and what you feel. How do you guys feel about kids going to school? Because that seems to be really kind of up 50-50. In the state of California, our children will not be going to school. The first day of school is August 18th for LAUSD, Los Angeles Unified School District. And the first day of school is August 18th. It was announced yesterday by Governor Gavin Newsom that children will still be going to school virtually when school starts in California. But I do know there are governors in other parts of the United States of America who want children to come to school.
Including the head of our school. What's her name? She is
about the woman in Costa Mesa?
No, the woman at the White House.
Oh, okay. You was way over my head.
Yeah, the one that's in charge of all of it. She's in charge of
Department of Education?
Yeah. What's her name?
I have no fucking clue.
Yeah, so she's all about sending the kids back to school, and she's going around right now saying like them not being in school is not healthy for them, and they're posing a bigger risk by not being in school and all this stuff. Betsy DeVos, yes. Mm-hmm. And so I responded to. But she says she like her and Trump both said like if schools don't open back up, they're going to take funding away from those schools that don't open up and those districts that don't open up. And during this time, isn't this the time that you should be giving more funding to these schools so they can take better measures, get more plastic paneling or whatever they need to be able to go back to school later on? But he
wants to take funding away.
Exactly. So you want to defund the schools and education, but you can't defund this corrupt police department. Like you're fighting hard for this, but you're trying to take away the funding from education.
Yeah,
that makes no sense whatsoever.
What people don't realize is they've already taken away a lot of funding from education.
Oh yeah.
For people who don't have kids like actively in public school right now, when I was a kid in school, we had a librarian, we had a nurse. They don't have that. Children do not have a librarian. Teachers take turns on their off period to be in the library. There is not a school nurse. That's the admin now. The person who runs the front office, she's the nurse. A lot of LAUSD schools don't have a music department. They don't have a music department anymore. It's completely gone. Like the arts are gone. Like when I was in school, it was so many like craft things that you could do, for electives. They don't have that anymore. So for him to sit up there and want to take money from the education system instead of taking money from the police force is amazing. And I don't know. Ridiculous. I don't even know if his following should even have a problem with that.
And the fact that they had to have a meeting on Zoom, like a video, they had to have a video meeting to discuss this situation about kids being okay to go back to school.
But they're on Zoom.
But you guys are video chatting because of the pandemic, and you're trying to send these kids back to school. Deanna Stevens says, "Oh, thank God I don't have kids in school because Illinois is having in-person school with crazy rules that kids won't follow. Mask all day, no common spaces, no lunchroom, box lunches in classrooms, social distancing, etc." And they're doing the same out here too. If they do open, I saw that proposal that was sent to me about a month ago. So yeah,
I'm on my last one in the last year, girl, because this is crazy. Crystal would say, if they're going to keep employees working from home instead of in the office, then we need to protect the future. Which I agree.
Yeah,
I think I agree.
Why is people in offices okay to go to stay at home, but you have teachers going to work? What if a teacher gets sick? What if a teacher gets diagnosed or tests positive for COVID? What if one teacher gets tested positive? She has how many students in her class? So now
LA's overcrowded.
Yeah, so now do they all get quarantined? Does she get quarantined for 2 weeks? During that 2 weeks, who takes her place? So you have a substitute for 2 weeks, of the year, which is a big chunk of time. You know what I'm saying? And then what do you do with the rest of the class that's been exposed to you?
Exactly.
So do the kids quarantine for 2 weeks because they might not show signs, but they might spread it? Because if they're not going to test all these students, because if you test it, who's going to pay for these tests?
Who's going to pay for the test? And the thing is, I don't think a lot of people realize we do understand that school needs to happen. I have a lot of family members who have small children, and the Zoom has been very challenging, for the babies. I will say that it's challenging for mine, and she's not a baby.
Yeah.
So I can understand that. But at the same time, just like my niece said, but you have to protect the kids. Instead of defunding the educational system, why don't we figure out a way to make the Zoom classes smaller?
Right.
And make the teachers a little bit more interactive, because there is ways to be more interactive.
And it's all just covering up the fact that they're like, we have to get kids back in schools. Kids have to be back in schools. Well, if you guys had taken this pandemic seriously back in January when you heard about it, then maybe we'll be on the track to get them back in school right now. Don't try to deflect from what the situation really is and what really happened, because it's working all over the rest of the world. And which is stupid, as Betsy says, well, Denmark is going back to school, and these places in Europe are going back to school, and these places. And if you look at their numbers, they have close to no new cases. We are rising, and we're thousands all the time. Every time I check, it's thousands more new cases. So we can compare ourselves to places that have been doing good, who have a good report card, because we are failing. We don't get the same things that the people that have been doing their job get, because they did the work. You know what I'm saying? They attacked it like it should have been attacked. They have not treated this pandemic as a political situation. They actually listened to their health, the top health officials. They listened to doctors. They worked with doctors. It wasn't a re-election campaign. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't debunk. They try to debunk this virus every single moment they had. They wore masks. You saw their politicians, you saw their leaders wearing masks. We saw this happened in January, and it is now July, and we saw for the first time a couple of days ago, for the first time ever during this whole time, our leader of our nation wearing a mask. When our CDC and the top health officials have been saying you need to wear masks, He has not worn a mask this entire time. Therefore, his people aren't wearing the mask. We cannot expect to get the same results and same rewards as these other countries and nations that are doing their homework and doing their job if we are not doing our job and we're flunking because they're getting an A and they're getting an A in Corona right now. We're getting the F minus. We're going up in cases. They're going down. So we cannot compare ourselves to them.
It's not even just Denmark. The Midwest don't even have the numbers that the corners have. Like New York and California, like the corners have very big numbers. The Midwest doesn't even have numbers as large as the corners do. So you have to be mindful of who you're sending back to school. King Orr had just put Orange County voted to let the kids go back to school without a mask.
Yeah, that was
that's the most ridiculous thing. Yeah, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Like, how you gonna send them this? I think a mask should be mandatory forever.
Right.
Forever.
Exactly.
It should just be part of their uniform at this point.
And right now, just get a little cute little mask with your mascot on it.
Yeah, sell them. Sell them. Be like they can only wear school mandated masks. I mean, shit.
What a website said: 3 teachers shared a classroom for Zoom classes. All 3 got COVID and 1 just passed away.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what she meant. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's sad.
Yeah.
I can't even comprehend Orange County.
Hey, Castillo.
Hi, Kathy. I can't even comprehend Orange County.
Yeah, that's what when I told you I just got an update. That's what I was reading. That's what it was. And with no mask and no restrictions, like the guidelines that we've seen other states doing or talking about.
Right. Orange County's not doing anything.
Yeah, but guess who? Guess who people vote for?
Trump.
Exactly. So this is just a fake news to them. The whole pandemic is just ridiculous.
That's how me and Casey came on the show. Just telling you guys, Casey and I both know people who have passed away and who have gotten COVID-19. It is very real.
Yeah,
and
but because people don't see it,
I don't know no one asymptomatic. Everybody I know has symptoms. Everybody I know
people that are asymptomatic, but
everybody I know
still pass it along.
They dealt with it. They really had to struggle, and all of them said the same thing. They said you have no clue how to be thankful that you can breathe. Yeah. They said breathing. They said we take it for granted because that's how difficult it was for them to get through this.
And then not only breathe. And then after that 2 weeks or whatever, you're quarantined and you get better. There's still long lasting. There's people that say there's still long lasting effects after you get better. Like your breathing is never 100%. A lot of people can't sleep well. Crystal Wood says there has been parents sending their kids to childcare and their child has been exposed to COVID, which puts everyone at the childcare at risk, which is so unfortunate to this innocent child who can't wear masks because they can suffocate. Yep. Now, I have a friend who has a young child. She's 5. She's she's about to go to kindergarten, but she's been, in summer camp, and before that, she was in, pre-K, and they've been going like normal. Like nothing's happened.
Well, you have to understand though, for somebody that small, a mask is very difficult for them to be.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, they can't.
Then close daycare. You like.
And people don't realize I have a great niece. She's my nephew's daughter, and she wears glasses. And I don't think a lot of people understand. My boss wears glasses, and it's a joke now at work because when her mask is on when we're talking, and her glasses fog up.
Yeah, I've been wearing glasses for the past few weeks, just because at first just like it's Kenya, girl.
I know that was Kathy. I was like, Kathy.
Deanna Stevenson, hit up down on Witter Webster for your personalized mask.
Yeah, it's difficult for people who wear glasses. Like my great niece, she can't be but 6, 5. I mean, she's little. She's little, but she wears glasses. So you want her to her face isn't even that big. Yeah. Like she already has her glasses on.
With me, they sent out. Yeah. She's gonna be struggling. They sent out a message to the employees at work, saying that everyone has to wear masks while they're there. And I was like, I can't wear a mask for 13 hours. Like I can't. Like I'm at work for 13 hours straight. So then they were like, okay, well just wear a mask when you go out onto the house. So when I put on my mask on, automatically it's like,
your glasses fogger.
yeah.
Like, I kid you not, that's the joke. Because I'll walk in my boss office and I'll be like, can you see me? Can you see me? She be like, no, I can't. Because her glasses constantly, mind you, she can't see very well.
Yeah.
So she needs her glasses. But she also needs the mask. I don't think people understand that. And when they said the kids have to wear masks, I just thought of my nephew's daughter. I was like, that's going to be so hard for her.
Yeah.
Mind you, she's little. She doesn't have this big old face. And you want to put all this stuff already on her face.
Right.
Like, she's little. Her face is only also damn big. Like, she's not a big girl. She's little.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just think they need to really figure this out. I do understand the Zoom could be a disconnect for children. I can understand that. Just like I said, I have a lot of girlfriends who have smaller kids, and the Zoom is challenging. You know, but I think we need to come up with a better plan. And I think if he hadn't dismantled the goddamn board that was supposed to help us out with shit like this pandemic, maybe the world would be in a better place with education. Because how are you going to say you want to defund education, but keep all these goddamn cops employed and not teaching them or training them new techniques to get away with things, so they're not killing everybody? I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world. And then it's more angering when you find out the person who's supposed to protect the children and be over the, the Department of Education, and, supposed to be their defense, be the gate, the gatekeeper to make sure things stay right. She like, yeah, they should go back to school with no mask.
Yeah.
What kind of shit is that?
It's crazy. Donna Webster says you need a mask with a nose wire to prevent fogging up. You can also insert a tissue to trap the moisture. But like they said on Instagram, those wires are 5G wires, and they're going straight to your brain and killing you. Did you Miss Webster?
You're not gonna let that meme die.
It upsets me because she was so passionate in her video. She was so passionate in the video. It was like, I'm telling y'all what y'all need to know right now. And the fact that there's so much of that and people listen to that more than listen to real news because, no one knows what real news is. And the funny thing is, like, that's another thing that we've taken on is calling news fake news. You know what I'm saying? Yes, there's biased sources, but fake news was Trump's thing because they're telling the truth all the time about him. So it was fake news. Now we're calling everything fake news, no matter where it comes from. Yep. There are good sources, guys, and I guarantee you, Instagram isn't the best one.
Well, Instagram's not a source. No, Instagram's not a source.
Right.
But Instagram can make you wonder, like, oh, is that true? Did that happen?
Like I said, question everything. Look for those answers. Don't just leave it at that question and call it false because you have a question about it. If you got a question, then look it up and figure it out. Or you can listen to Taco Tuesday, and we will let you know the truth.
Try to keep you guys in the loop. But, my last 2 cents on the education is, you as a parent, I do understand this education system. All of us want our kids to go to school and be successful, and be the very best they can be. But their health, is our number one priority. Their survival. Making sure. Yeah. And if my adult friends are telling me COVID has been challenging for them to breathe, there's no way I would wish anything like this on a child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think as parents, we may have to put our foot down. Like we may have to show up to these virtual meetings at these schools, because at my daughter's school, they have a virtual meeting every goddamn Monday. And they want us to sit there on Zoom with a coffee and a donut. But they used to provide us the coffee and the donut. Now we got to provide it ourselves, obviously. But with that being said, parents have to be more proactive. Yeah. You got to get more proactive, because what you don't want to do is have your kid's school defunded. And more importantly, you don't want your child going to school to get this or be around this. And it's upsetting. It's so upsetting because, like one of our listeners just said, they're in Orange County, they're not, promoting masks, and then some may promote masks. At the end of the day, if the Department of Education don't think it's safe for them to sit in a room and have a conversation, it's not okay for your children to sit in a room and have a goddamn lesson taught to them. It just doesn't make any sense. And I think parents need to be proactive. I think we need to get ridiculously more involved than we were, because you need to let these schools know, I'm not sending my kid to school under these circumstances. But they also have to stand up, because if he's talking about defunding them, like I said earlier, a lot of schools in LA are defunded already. They don't have nurses. They don't have librarians. They don't have a lot of things at school. It's an admin doing it all. You know what I mean? So you have to be mindful of that. They can't defund the schools because basically the school system, like KC always says, you know, what do you say, KC? From the school to the, what's the pipeline? Say it.
From the school to the prison? Or
Yes. Okay,
yeah.
so just how jails get paid per person, schools work the same way.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they want all the damn students in school. Schools work the same exact way. That's why they get on you about having your children missing days. Schools work the same way, but at the same time, parents have to stick together on this, you know,
Yeah.
because this is scary. And like I said, I'm at the end of this. You know, my child's a senior this year, but I have a lot of family members who have babies. You know, some of them not even in school yet. Like they're not even in school yet. They're so little. And then, like I was talking about, my great niece, you know, we have to be mindful, and parents have to get proactive with this, because if we're quiet, I promise you, those Trump supporters aren't. Those Trump supporters are at these meetings. Those Trump supporters are in these Zoom calls, and those Trump supporters are telling the schools what they think. You have to get on these calls. We have to get on these calls, and we have to be a part of this conversation.
Yeah.
Because when people say I don't vote, well, I can guarantee you the people who came outside a couple of weeks ago when Casey and I was talking and they had guns in their hand, I guarantee you they vote.
Yeah, definitely.
So we got to get out there and vote and make our voices heard just as well. We got to get involved with the school situation, because this isn't positive at all. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Exactly what Ashley said. Parents need to band together and create structure for the kids. And I know it's not easy, you know, but you have to get more involved, you know, because a lot of parents are single parents. So school was kind of a help, you know, it helped them. So when they got home, they could focus on home life. And I do understand it's a lot of restructuring for some people, but you got to get involved, because what you're not going to want to do is know that your little 7-year-old or 8-year-old is in that hospital with COVID. And mind you, COVID patients cannot have visitors. COVID patients are in rooms alone. Yeah. COVID patients do not have visitors. Age has nothing to do with it. It is all on those RNs and LVNs and
nothing but
CNAs. So you need to be mindful of that, because at the end of the day, what parent want to know their 7 or 8-year-old is in a hospital room alone? None of us want to know that. Nobody wants to know that, you know, and that's the scary reality that we have to face. So we have to get into these virtual school meetings and find out what's going on, because I kid you not, those Trump supporters are in there. As you can see, Orange County has went all the way with it. No mask, school starting. So everybody else got to do it too. Okay. I missed a lot of comments. Put the comments down.
They are talking right now. They are going.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what did Deanna say?
So Deanna says, our kids do need the social interaction, because they are already socially inept due to technology, but they need to do it right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
what else comment did I miss? Did Crystal say something? Okay.
1 in 6 Mississippi legislators have tested positive for COVID, yet the governor is still reluctant to mandate masks. Crystal said, with kids doing Zoom, I think it can work. They just need to have a better execution plan for better learning. The kids can do it. The kids learn how to play video games and talk online to their friends. They can do the Zoom. Just take it more way. True. Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, a lot of the kids can understand this stuff better than their parents. You know, they can do it. You know, they need a kid to figure out how to make this work. That's what they need to do. They need to have a coalition of children and put them together and be like, okay, how would you guys prefer? Like, what will help you guys make this work? Because
that's a great idea.
We don't want to say, you know,
because they'll be honest with you. They'll be like, oh, that won't work, or this won't work, or that won't work.
Yeah.
Your mom said this is asinine that we're having this conversation.
Hey, you watch it first of all on this show, all right? Asinine.
But it is. It's sad. And then, like she said, in Mississippi, they still haven't even mandated masks.
Yeah, like the fact that this
what the hell?
Talking about this, like if you pull me to the side last year and say this is what's going to happen next year,
I wouldn't believe you.
Hell out of here.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe you.
Any of this.
I wouldn't believe none of this.
Oh man, this year is definitely going down in history.
Yeah,
this year, and America's going to look horrible in that book.
Yes, 2020 has been a year, and you know. It's been one of those years. It's just been a year. It's a year that no one will forget. Yeah. It has been a year, but I do like your idea, like your sister just said. I think that what you suggested was genius.
Mm-hmm.
Ask the kids.
Group.
Yeah, they'll know. They'll be honest.
Crystal says they need breakout sessions so the kids can do the projects online together, then meet back together as a whole. Yeah.
They need something. But the thing is, us, you and Crystal got a baby, so he's not in school yet, and you got all these great ideas. We can't get you guys on a goddamn virtual school call. We got to get these parents to suggest this, because I agree. Crystal, that's the president of our fan club, girl. That's KC mama. But we have to, I agree with what everybody is saying, because we have to figure this out. We can't send the kids back to school.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's scary to even remotely think Orange County wants to do that. What's your sister saying?
She said, Mississippi, Oregon, Washington, a lot of red states are before COVID.
I don't know what these states are going to be with COVID in it right now. Hey, Rand.
Hey, Randall, what's up, man? You've been so quiet this whole time. What's good, bro? He's been so quiet this whole time. I didn't even know he was watching.
I didn't know he was
here. What did he say?
He said kids should be distant learning. My son's football team was conditioning with social distancing, and one of their parents had COVID-19. Conditioning is canceled now.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. It's dangerous. It's just too goddamn dangerous. And Randall has kids a little younger than my kids, so he got big kids too. So I mean, it's just scary, and it's just dangerous. And like I said, for us to be proactive, anytime Casey and I talk about something, I'm always going to try to give you guys some type of solution, if there is one. In this particular case, there is no solution. But what we can do is be proactive on these parent meetings. Because, like I said, Trump supporters are on these parent meetings. And Trump supporters think COVID-19 is a hoax.
Yeah.
So we need to be on the parent meetings so we can be like, no, it is not a hoax. And you can't be having, asking for our kids to come to school every day. School is just dirty. It's just a dirty location. I don't give a damn how many maintenance people you have on a campus. School is just dirty. Kids are dirty.
Yeah.
And the younger they are, the worse they are. So. And and it's a big responsibility to ask for child care. I'm coming from a parent. I was raised off of a child care. My mother had a child care my whole teenage life. To put that, my mom had almost 25 kids some days, to wipe down every toy, wipe down everything. That's a lot. That's a lot for one or two people. When you have kids who move fast as lightning. They cross so quick. They grab things so fast. That's a lot to ask of, the child care provider. That's a lot to ask of these teachers. They need to be mindful of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your sister say?
Oh, that was an old one.
Okay. So I just think we have to be proactive, and we have to get on those calls too. We have to have our voices heard too. Because if we don't get on those calls and we don't speak our piece, we're silent. We're not having a voice. We're not having an option or an opinion in the conversation.
Yeah. And then also, like Donna Webster said earlier, you got to go to the local, like the people that affect our schools around us is the local. Yeah.
Local legislation.
So when we have all these local voting and all that stuff, that's what you got to do. And then if you want to talk to people, talk to your local government.
And she's exactly right, because just like I told you guys a couple of weeks ago, local legislation voting happens every 2 years. And those are people that you're voting in office that can affect immediate change in your community. So she's exactly right. What did Deanna say?
She's an OMG. Today I saw a full-blown basketball game and the buffet is open. We all need to get on the same page.
The buffet.
And
why is the buffet open?
Right. And I think that's one thing that is killing us too, is the fact that we're such a big country and we're doing it's state by state, pretty much. Like we're all doing our own thing. Like no one's united. Like there are no states united in the United States right now.
Well, that's because the governors have so much say so. Like a lot
political issue.
This
is not a political issue. This is a health issue. This is a pandemic. So the people that should be in charge of this should be the professionals, should be the medical professionals, the heads of all, like that's the whole thing. That's called the CDC, but they don't listen to them. Even Trump hates Fauci
he
now.
just said something about Fauci the other day.
Fauci admitted today he hasn't briefed Trump in about 2 months.
2 months.
You haven't been able to brief the president in 2 months and haven't seen him at the White House in weeks. But you guys,
this is one of the most intelligent people who can talk to you about COVID-19. Our president hasn't even spoken to this man.
Yeah.
Mind you, in the beginning, he was speaking to this man every day. But because this man wasn't saying something he liked, this man was saying the truth.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden now he hasn't talked to the man in 60 days. And our numbers are skyrocketing.
Right.
So just do the math. Trump don't give a damn. Mind you, people in his cabinet or people in his team has had COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
People in his team, people he deal with on a daily basis, like
I
3 or 4 of them have had.
I feel like he's had it, but tried to cover it up.
So?
Yeah.
Well, people on his team have definitely had it. But the politicians are running the show. They are, and the way the states are set up, the governors have a lot of control.
Yeah.
Just like you were saying when Keisha Lance Bottoms, the mayor of Atlanta in Georgia, she was like, Atlanta's going to shut down. Well, the mayor said, no, Atlanta's not shutting down. That's not true. So the governors have a lot of control. So
and you notice our governor here, he says he shut down certain parts in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's like, California's not shut down, but these high impact areas are.
He shut down a lot of counties though.
Yeah.
It's like 30-some counties out here.
Yeah.
Like, he did shut down a lot of counties from tip to tip. He did shut down a lot of counties. But I will say, I think he communicates with all the mayors. Because I've never heard Los Angeles mayor say something that Gavin, our governor, hasn't already said or already backed. So I do think he's communicating with the mayors, and I do think more governors need to communicate with their mayors so the mayors can relay the right information to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Your sister said Governor of North Carolina announced today schools will open. We are a hot spot. See, that's a problem.
Crazy.
August 18th is around the corner.
Yeah.
Gavin, our governor in California, said it's a no-go.
Mm-hmm.
He said kids will not be in class.
Right.
But they still will have to, report to school and do the whole school thing, virtually. And I think Gavin and Kumar, going to be on the next ticket. So, I don't know so much if they're doing this because they really care, or they doing this because they think it's the right thing to do to, put them in the right lane, in the next term, because they both, I think, are going to run for president.
Right.
Because everything is so damn political now. You never know if it's genuine.
Mm-hmm. Especially with this being an election, like this happened the worst time. The fact that it's in an election year, everything being done is just about the election. Everything being talked about is about the election. It's about a re-election.
Great point.
That's all. If this had happened like 2 years ago,
next year when someone else is there, it'll be different. It'll be a whole different piece.
It might have been going a little differently, but right now the focus is getting reelected.
Most definitely.
We don't talk about. Remember when it first happened, and you were seeing new cases every day. You were seeing the update on COVID every single day.
At the bottom. Mm-hmm.
You don't see an update anywhere. Though, like he's not talking about it. The only thing he's talking about is what we're not going to do.
I go to CDC every day.
He's not talking about how
the news don't tell me shit.
Yeah, he's not talking about how we're going to beat COVID. He's talking about how we're going to get the economy back up, how we're going to get back to regular life. There is no regular life because people are losing theirs.
Exactly.
People are losing their lives every day. How many people died with during the 9/11 situation?
King? King? Where's King? King tells us everything.
King don't care about 9/11. No.
King was on here. But I'll find out. But I'm sure our numbers now can't be too far off what that number was.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's way more than what died and how many people died in the World Trade situation. And every year, it's never forget, right?
Right.
But it's like, oh, it's not real. It's we're still winning the fight. No, we're not.
Okay, 2,977 people died on September 11th.
Mm-hmm.
19 hijackers committed murder and suicide, and more than 6,000 people were injured. That's 9/11.
Yeah.
Now, if you do COVID, I know that number gonna be bigger. That was 2977.
And you said that's how many?
9/11 was 2,977
Well, just in Los Angeles County, there's been 3,822 deaths from it.
from COVID, and that's just one county.
Yeah, just one county. So like, this is serious, y'all. Like, but it's being like, this many deaths are being swept under the rug. But when 9/11 was like, never forget, it's the biggest attack on us. Blah 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 blah. This is an attack, and the person that's attacking us is our president right now.
Exactly.
Point blank. Period. Because we've seen what works. We've seen other nations doing it. We've seen other nations coming back, and we are refusing to do that. And we're refusing to encourage our citizens to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be 2020, like for real.
That's true. And Randall had a good point. He said, long as we have this guy in office, election year or not, because he doesn't give a damn. He still doesn't take this seriously. He still doesn't take this seriously. Like, how crazy is that? This isn't even a serious issue to him. This is ridiculously serious. And because he's so nonchalant about it, the people who follow his crazy ass are just as nonchalant about it. You walk into a store. I've walked into many stores. My mask can be, I hang my mask off my ear. So I just take it off and it'll hang. And then when I'm walking in, they'll be like, ma'am, can you put your mask on? I just grab it and put it on and keep on going. You have these Trump supporters so goddamn mad when you ask them to put on a damn mask. They just have a fucking riot up in the damn store.
Yeah. Randall Hayes says U.S. COVID cases 3,355,457 cases and 135,235 deaths.
How sad is
that? It's a hoax.
That's what he says. Trump says it's a hoax.
Right.
He blames it on Obama and Biden. But it's called COVID-19.
Right. In 2019.
It's called COVID-19 for that. They didn't pull that name out the ass. That name came. It's strategic. It's a very strategic name.
Kay Castillo says there was a virus that lasted 12 months, years ago. Can't remember the name. Is that SARS?
Fly? Was it the Spanish fly?
Spanish fly is a drug, a roofie drug.
What?
That's a roofie drug that Cosby and people used back in the day.
Spanish fly?
Yeah, you think of Spanish flu?
That's it.
That was in the early 1900s.
I was like, that's it.
Spanish fly is a date rape drug, but Spanish flu was in the early 2000s. I mean, early 1900s. But I think she's talking about SARS or H1N1. One of those.
H1N1.
Yeah, that was around that time.
I don't think anthrax.
SARS was 2004. SARS was 2004. So H1N1 was, I think, a little bit after that. So that might be what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's just a crazy time. And we need to be on alert, and we need to be talking to our children, and we need to be talking to our friends. Because like I said, I've known 4 people who've had it, and I've known someone who has experienced someone who passed away. I personally have not. But I do know someone who knew someone who passed away. So with that being said, COVID is very real. COVID is very real. We need to have our bird flu, your mom said.
Okay.
That's probably what she's talking about. There she goes. See? King, you dropped the ball.
King probably ain't here no more.
He gone. Because he ain't talking shit.
I'm going to give y'all this view real quick. We appreciate you, King, if you're listening.
So, we just have to, like I said, and I'm going to keep reiterating it ever since KC told me about this, defunding the schools. We have to get on these calls with these schools, you guys. And we have to be a part of that. And then we have to, monitor this COVID situation by our loved ones. What did Rand say? He said 9/11 was an inside job. We won't discuss that.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that right now. We ain't talking about that right now.
We can't talk about that right now.
Just real quick.
We all have opinions on it though.
But real quick, all these conspiracy theories about COVID, with it being an inside job with the government and all this stuff, like this is happening across the world, guys. Like, what government is that? and people are winning, and the fact that we are doing so bad and trying to cover it up, how does that help us at all? Like, we have the leader of our nation if like we have the leader of our nation saying that we're doing really well, you know what I'm saying, and it's not as bad as it looks when it is really bad, and we're seeing how we look compared to the rest of the country. Why is our president trying to save face if it was set up by them? You know, like let's think about this. You know, let's just be rational about some of the conspiracies we like to spread. But yeah, 9/11, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, because that's a real conversation. But when it comes to COVID-19, I think Italy had a really good approach when their numbers didn't go down. Italy said, "Fuck it all, stay your ass in the house." Like they shut down everything, and I really, in my heart, I think that's where we need to be. Like, long as you have the essential workers still going out, it's gonna always be a problem.
Yeah.
You know, because we got to go to work. So you got to just shut it down. My job just had its first case of COVID-19, and they're freaking the fuck out. They can't handle it. So I expect us to close down very soon.
My job had its first case in February.
You did. You did.
Yeah. You see how good I keep a secret, y'all? Y'all see how I knew about this in February, and he just announced it like a few days ago.
He just said it.
He said
it like yeah.
And I ain't saying none of it.
Yeah, he said it like I had that shit too. I had it too. And I was just like, yeah, I heard you had it, homie. I heard you had it, homie.
You know how many views we could have gotten if I put Kanye West has COVID, has the coronavirus back in February? Put it up. But see, I keep secrets. And I signed a contract.
You signed a contract.
Randall Hayes says when bird flu and swine flu was out, Trump blamed it on Obama and said that he would do better.
And man, he has failed. He has failed, Rand. He has failed. He did say that, and he has failed. You right, babe. A hard shutdown. That's what I think. And the crazy thing is, I knew the numbers was going up because he was telling me more people are coming into the hospital.
Yeah.
Like when he said, yes, more people coming in the hospital. I knew that. I was like, oh, that means
they're at capacity. They're at capacity right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a lot of hospitals in the bigger cities are at capacity. That shows how real it is.
That's how real this shit really is. It's awful.
Just because you don't know anybody. Maybe you just don't know a lot of people. Yeah. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe you just don't know people.
I be wanting to respond to people when they say, they be like, either you know someone. I be like, I know 4 people who have it. I'm like, how many people do you know? I know a lot of people.
And Donna Wood Webster says, I agree. We need to shut down for at least a month. How many more Americans have to die? For real.
I agree. I don't know. You know, they're supposed to end the stimulus at the end of this month. You know, as soon as Casey and I find out what's going on with that, we'll let you guys know because it's in works that they may extend it, but it isn't confirmed.
Also, speaking of extensions, tomorrow's tax day, folks. Tomorrow is 7/15. So if you haven't done your taxes yet, or gotten that extension, get on it right now. Tomorrow, they gave you an extension to July 15th.
They gave you the extension to July 15th. Listen to your tax essential worker.
Yeah.
Because work is crazy right now. Tomorrow's the tax deadline. That's
so
you damn sure right.
I did it back when I was supposed to do it.
Well, I did it when I was supposed to, but you know, because I didn't know. I didn't know this extension was coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, tomorrow is tax day. That is true. That's a good point, Casey.
Yeah.
And what else did I want to say before we leave? Are we leaving?
Yeah, I think we should leave. It's been like an hour now.
Okay. So before Casey and I leave, in the state of California recently, in the county of Los Angeles, we Naya Rivera body was just found. She was out swimming on a boat with her son, and her body was just found, I think, yesterday. Her body was, but her actual disappearance happened Wednesday. So it was 5 days, but a lot of different things are coming out about her death, but we just want to send prayers up to her family. My daughter was a huge Glee fan, you know, so you know she took it kind of hard.
She's done a lot. She was on
she was a cutie pie when she was little. I remember her from
Smart Guy.
Matters.
She was on Family Matters. She was on Smart Guy.
She was on Red Fox, the Royal
she
Family.
Did a lot.
Yeah, she was.
She did a lot.
So we definitely want to just send prayers out, you know, to her family, you know, definitely her children or her child. I don't know if she has multiple children or just one.
I think just that one.
Just
And he
the
was
son? Okay.
4 years old.
Right. So,
Imagine just having to deal with that for the rest of your life, like knowing that.
I can't,
Like,
because he was the very first person I thought of.
And then
he was with her.
And also think of trying to figure out what happened, like trying to ask a 4-year-old, trying to interrogate a 4-year-old, trying to get that information out of someone that just saw their mom disappear. You know what I'm saying? And trying to get that information out of them.
From what the story is saying, he said, they was in the water. She put him on the boat, and then when he turned around, mommy was gone.
Mm-hmm.
But that pretty much sounds how a 4-year-old would remember the damn story. He's
and
4.
And this lake used to be like the bottom of a creek, and so there are a lot of trees that are growing from the bottom because they were once above water, and so that's why it took so long to even find her body, because she was entangled. She was like stuck in 3, 2, 1. She was stuck in the trees, and so in all the brush and everything that was growing, it's pretty much like an underground forest.
Well, they say she was
underground forest, underwater forest.
They say she was about 60 feet down.
Well, the lake is 60 feet.
Well, where was she?
I don't know, but the lake is 60 feet deep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I know a lot of people that know her, worked with her, and like it's just a very sad moment altogether.
Yeah.
Francisca, Franny. She said, "Yeah, we can't even say that word anymore. It has a whole new meaning now."
Well, it does. But I knew exactly.
I saw your little smirk. I was like, "Okay, stop." Because if you go, I won't go.
Let me see. What did Rand say? Pull Randall's comment back up.
He said, "This is going to continue until after inauguration 2021, depending on who's in office will determine how this plays out." Definitely.
I agree. We're not gonna have no vaccine. This is our year, you guys. This is 2020 for us. This is it. This is it. This
Get
is
used
our
to
year.
it. Buckle in.
Buckle in. Buckle in. Yeah, this is our year. I agree with you wholeheartedly. This ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Because people think vaccines happen overnight. It takes them years to make a vaccine.
Mm-hmm. So, and then you got to think about who's making this vaccine. So that's the big thing.
And that's the big thing, because medicine gonna get their product out, and medicine gonna get their money up.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah. Medicine has nothing to do with actually saving our lives.
Yeah.
That's never on the agenda, you guys. So, but we'll get into that another day when we get into 9/11.
And I want to talk about this the rent relief real quick.
Oh, okay, go.
So, they just released that they will start. I think applications started today, right? Or no?
No, they started Monday, but they end on the 17th, you guys.
So a couple days.
Yeah, it's a very, very short application. I filled it out for I helped a couple of my girlfriends fill it out. Very short application. They don't ask for anything. They don't ask for like your lease agreement and all that right now.
But what is it for? So what is it for?
The rent relief is to help pay your rent. Now, the stipulations are they only pay up to $1,000, and they only pay it twice. So $2,000. So because they'll pay. So on the application,
you have an option.
What?
You have an option to do either 2,000 once or 1,000
twice. Right, because 2,000 is the max. So on the application, they're going to ask you how many months you're behind. You tell them how many months you're behind, and you tell them the truth how much your rent costs. Because out here in California, none of my girlfriend's rent was $1,000, but it would help.
Not at all.
Yeah, but it would help. So, and it's a really short click. And if you need the website, I'm gonna do a shameless plug because it's in the bio of my business page. So my business page is sparkitup_hookah. If you go to my page, I have the link in my bio. I'm gonna have the link up there all week. Because I think it's really important that people know this opportunity is here for them. And what they do is they mail the check directly to your landlord. So you don't even have to worry about the exchanging of hands. They send the check to your landlord because they ask about all that information. Another thing is it is not first come, first serve.
Right.
It will be a random picking.
It's pretty much like a lottery.
Exactly. So it ends on the 17th, which is when, Casey? Friday?
Friday.
Okay. So it ends on the 17th
nope.
No, it's not Friday. I don't know. Let me look at the dates. I have no clue. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. I don't know when the 17th.
Yeah, it's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday.
So it ends on the 17th at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So you have all this time to get the application in. Once again, you guys, it's really short. It's a short application. Now, if you get picked, I assume they're going to ask for more information. But what I've done for people, it's really short. It's a quick little questionnaire, and you submit it. They give you a confirmation number, and you can actually check on your confirmation number. But they say you have 2 weeks. It'll take them almost 2 weeks to, do the lottery and pick who they're going to pick.
And the money goes directly to your landlord.
You give them the email address and the phone number to your landlord.
Well, if you get picked, don't think you'll spend it on random things. It goes to your landlord. You don't even. So King Or said, but it's damn near a lottery. They plan on helping 50K households. Yeah, but
where you been, King? I've been calling your name for like 40 minutes.
He's probably been cooking.
Sure. Yeah, he probably just came back in. But it's a really great program for anybody out there who need it. Once again, the link is on my business page because I can't remember the link because it's all initials. It's all letters.
Page is scrolling on the bottom of the screen right now.
Oh, wonderful. That's my page. So if you go to sparkitup_hookah and you click the link in the bio, that's the link for Renters Relief. Yeah. So definitely, fill it out if you need the help. Once again, like Casey said, they give you up to $2,000. I did not know they'll give you $2,000 at one time. I thought it was $1,000 per month. So if you have an option to get the whole $2K 1 month, or however it can help you or benefit you or assist you, please do it. But once again, it's not first come, first serve. So you guys can just go on there tonight. You can go on there tomorrow, and you can fill out the application. And it's really short. It's not a long application. But once you get picked, then I think it becomes a tad bit of a longer process because they want your lease agreement and things like that. But you have time to get all that. So definitely go out there and fill it out, you guys, if you need it. I know for California, 2,000 is not a big number, but it is a help if you out here struggling right now, because you do have to remember they have not extended the unemployment benefits as of yet. I know it's on the table. I know a lot of people, Republicans and Democrats, want them to, but as of now, it has not been extended yet. As of now, it will end July 31st. So let's just be mindful of that because your August rent is coming.
Yeah.
And your September and move on. August rent is coming.
August is coming, and not
August is coming. I hate that you said that.
And not with Jada. You wrap it up. You ready for the video?
So, we started off talking about? What was the very first thing we talked about, Casey? It wasn't Trump. It wasn't Jada and Will. What was it?
It wasn't Kanye. Y'all help us out. What was the first thing we talked about?
I forgot. Shit, I forgot. Normally, I never forget. I'm not drinking Hennessy during the show no more. So we talked about Trump. I know we talked about Trump and COVID.
What up, Paul Michael?
I know we talked about Trump and COVID. I know for a fact we talked about Jada in August.
That was when we started, I think.
Yeah, we talked about Jada in August.
No, we didn't. We started with something else. It was something else.
We did. And as you guys all know, Casey loves Jada. So that's that. And then from Jada in August, we talked about Kanye not only being the college dropout, but he was the presidential campaign dropout.
Yeah.
He dropped out of the race, you guys. So Kanye has now dropped out of the race. And then we went on to our hard shell, and we wanted to discuss with our listeners what's your opinion on what's going on with the school districts, because a lot of schools have announced some will be back in session and some won't. And we wanted to know how you guys felt about that. Because it's scary and it's dangerous, and we are worried. And then from there, we talked a little longer about Trump and how he doesn't take COVID-19 very seriously, and he truly needs to start taking it seriously. And I think that's what Casey and I also opened up with about COVID-19 is very real. Casey and I both know people who have been affected by this and who have passed away. So COVID-19 is very real. So we just want you guys to get out there and be safe and wear your mask and follow directions, because in the state of California, if you guys don't wear your mask, we're going to be on punishment forever. So we don't want to be on punishment forever. All of us are not bad kids. We want to go outside and play. So you gotta put your mask on so we can all follow directions. And then I think what you say?
We talk about kids.
The school.
Yeah.
I mentioned that. And then once again, Casey's on Jada's side. So
and also check out www.ourblackparty.org. Scrolling at the bottom
definitely
right here.
Oh, I see that. And don't forget, if you guys need rental assistance in the state of California, it's only here, right? State of Cali? Or is it everywhere? Okay.
No,
In the state of California, if you guys need rental assistance, most definitely click the link in the Spark It Up Hookah page. It's there. And like I said, it's a really quick app. It doesn't take long at all. And let's just remember all of our people in the world who have on glasses and masks, and let's give them time to clean their glasses off, because my co-host wears glasses, my great niece wears glasses.
You know what? And honestly, like, I have plenty of contacts in there, but I stopped wearing contacts when the protests were like really hot. And because I was like, oh, it's protest ready. You don't wear contacts to a protest because of the tear gas or because of pepper spray and all that. Right. So I've just been protest ready this whole time. And I don't know when I might have to just be like, oh, I'm gonna head to one. It's still it's still happening. I anticipate still, popping in. I want to be ready. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Stay ready till you ain't got to get ready. But it is.
Look at your friend. He said Jada is queen.
Yeah. See? Told you, mama.
We want to thank you guys for joining us and hanging with us because we actually did a longer show than we normally do this week.
Actually, we've been doing about an hour and a half lately.
Have we?
Like a few weeks, yeah.
Oh, we sorry, you guys. Instagram used to kick us off fast.
Instagram's not kicking us off. We just be going. And you guys, so we appreciate y'all. We appreciate
it. Anybody who ever want to give us an idea or you would like to hear our opinion on something, always feel free to email us. You can email us at Taco Tuesday 365. I'm lying. That's not our email. Our email is Taco Tuesday LA at gmail.com. I check our email on a constant basis. And if you don't want to email us, you can always slide in our DM. Our DM is Taco Tuesday at 365. And KC and I both check the DM.
Or you could just slide in my DMs, you know what I'm saying?
Chef KC.
Chef Sizzle.
Chef Sizzle. Okay. And slowly but surely, Casey and I are getting our lives together, so eventually we will be back together because that's how you guys like us the most.
AW says, "Are you in San Francisco?" No, but I was born in Oakland. I did move to LA from Oakland, but no, we are in Los Angeles.
We're in LA.
Thanks Kenya for that.
Yeah, we're in LA.
Yeah, we're in Los Angeles.
But we're on all streaming platforms, and if you want us to come to San Francisco, it's really not that far. We can make that happen.
Well, the thing is, that was on the plan for our Taco Tuesday live events. We do Taco Tuesday live events where we go to different bars, different clubs, and do this in front of a live audience.
Yeah, and San Francisco was on the radar.
And have the audience, have the audience interact and be a part of the show. And San Francisco, Oakland, that was part of the,
that was our game plan.
Yeah, but COVID.
Really was. But COVID came, shut us down. It's okay though.
Mama says she still missed the opportunity to help couples in Red Table Talk. Look, they just had a Father's Day one that was really good about their relationship.
Quit defending Jada. Quit defending Jada. We want to thank you guys so much for joining us every single Tuesday. We appreciate it so very much. And once again, we're on all streaming platforms. We're on YouTube. And you guys, we only have 30 subscribers on YouTube, but we know between the two of us, we know way more than 30 people. So can you guys all subscribe to the YouTube? It would make Casey and I very, very happy.
Yeah. I just posted today a screenshot of my my views on my story. You know how it tells you how many people have viewed your story and who's viewed it? It was like 580 something people viewed my story, but we have like 30 subscribers on YouTube.
Between the two of us.
I talk about Taco Tuesday all the time. So if y'all are on here right now, please, subscribe right now if you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, please hop over to YouTube to find the Taco Tuesday podcast and just click that button. It's easy.
Just subscribe.
You get notifications for when we are late. So you don't even have to sit there and wait. You can be like, okay.
Oh, they're ready.
They see it. They're there.
We're there.
All right.
Yes.
King says July 22nd, Snoop versus DMX versus battle.
Well, I'm a West Coast girl.
I'm going
for Snoop.
Paul Michael says, what's better than showing the real meaning of vowels? I get it. Look, Kenya.
Jada too?
Yeah. We're never.
thank you, darling. Thank you, Kenya.
Yeah.
That's the go, baby.
Trying.
That's the go.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for joining us. Casey and I will let you guys go to sleep, but most definitely tune in next Tuesday. And always remember, when you sleep at night, just put our podcast on and turn it down and just let it stream.
Yeah, we're on all streaming platforms.
We're on all streaming platforms.
Yeah. So once again, guys, thank you for joining us. I'm Casey.
I'm E.
And we are
Not Your Average
Podcast.
Holla.
You might see me and you may think I'm doing fine. What you don't see is what I'm keeping behind this smile. Take a second, ask a question, you just might find that thing you've been struggling with.
That's a good point, Randall.
You don't know me, so you can't trust me. Yeah, I get that, but we must be good to find things that time together. Nothing's impossible, it's whatever. It's time to put our pride on the shelf. I need you. Don't let me fight by myself. We're all brothers and united. And we can win. I need you. Right, you gotta know you're not alone. When you're walking through the storm, don't make it less than a man when you're reaching over help. That's a mistake that we all make. Thinking we can do it by ourselves. So you don't trust me. Yeah, I get that, but we must be. Nothing's impossible. It's whatever. Just tell me, put our pride on the shelf. Don't let me fight this fight by myself. We're all brothers united. I need you. I need you. And when nothing is working, nothing on the shoulder, there ain't nothing we can do. That's how we gon' make it through. I need you. Don't let me find this battle by myself. We're all brothers. We can't lose. I need you. Put a pride on the shelf. Let me fight this fight all by myself. And I'm realizing you're all brothers. Yeah, I need you. I like the way we're doing it. But I'm going to try another way. I need you. Ooh, yeah, just stand by me. I need you. No man is a man, so take my hand. I tried to by myself, and I know I'm gonna do it alone. I need all of my brothers to help me be strong. I need you. I need you. Said I need you.